Hello everybody, welcome to another update. I wanted to get a Zcash video to you guys, and we talked about it in previous updates on Discord quite a lot. It is a chart which obviously is holding up really well. If it's like all the money is flowing from altcoins into Zcash at the moment, I have to be very clear, I don't see it as a long-term uptrend. Okay, this can change, but I have no reason to change my views there, because there's literally nothing that tells me that this would be a long-term impulse. You know what the main problem with this chart is? Okay, it's not necessarily that it's actually a lifetime downtrend. It started up here somewhere around 30,000. Okay, the main problem is, or let's start the other way around. It's actually good that this here looks like a 5-wave move up. The initial move up, that would be potentially bullish. And this here was a 5-wave move down. So we said, okay, maybe, you know, this here was just the A, B, C. Okay, so a 3-wave move down. The 5-wave move up could have been quite bullish, yeah. But then it broke below the previous low, invalidated anything more directly bullish. I mean, I haven't covered Zcash until I think you guys requested it. I think it was in October at some point or September. But we started to cover it at some point. And so I never labeled it as a 1-2 setup to the upside or something. But it's important to understand that this could be 5 up. This here was an overshooting B wave to the downside. Possibly, right? And then we have here 3 waves up. This is the main problem. That's the main problem. Because it can't be an impulse to the upside, right? It just can't be. So even if this here had been a higher low, and we, could have called it a 1-2 setup, this move up here is a 3-wave move. So there's nothing impulsive about it, unfortunately. And yeah, I mean, in the subwaves, maybe. But it basically means this is some kind of a diagonal pattern at best. And probably based on the context and the overshooting, well, B wave probably to the downside, this here would be a C wave up. And if we look at the context, and this here is a downtrend, and this might be a wave 1 down, A, B, C before we go lower. Whether we call it a 1-2 setup to the downside or an A-B, doesn't matter so much. It's important to understand this is not a long-term bullish chart. I think it's clear because it's a lifetime range, essentially. We're now even reaching here the upper boundary line of the range. Rather even a downtrend, and we're just in the counter trend move to the upside. That's my thesis, at least. But obviously I could be wrong. So there's nothing wrong with being short-term bullish here, because this could be a wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, and we could get another 4 and 5. So this could develop into a possible 5-wave move up eventually after a 4th wave pullback. I have to say, and we've seen it again and again in this cycle, and I want to issue a strong warning here. This is a high-risk chart, because the only support I can offer is at $160.80. And we're far away from that. Okay? We're far away from that. And we've seen it again and again in this cycle. Again and again. The price in a wave 4 in this cycle, yeah, of many altcoins, they have very often not even given us a 5th wave. So what started like this and looked somewhat promising failed in the 4th wave. So I don't really have high hopes that it will form this 4 and then give us a wave 5. Because what we've learned, especially in this particular cycle, that is the case. In other cycles it was a bit different, but it's often the case that altcoins form 3-wave price tops. And so in the moment there's some hype, what often happens in the altcoin sector, the hype is gone. And because it's not a real impulse, it can't hold a 4th wave and then dies down. Okay? Just yeah, I just want to say this is why the risk is so high, because we won't know until it actually breaks below 160. And this is really only the very first micro support area. I mean, technically a wave 4 like this can go lower, but it really shouldn't. It's also a question of proportions. So this is a bit concerning, obviously, for anybody who's following this chart. It's just important to be aware of it. And honestly, there isn't really much here we can do in terms of micro counting. I mean, it might give us one more high. I have no evidence at the moment that wave C is complete. So we could have a small 5-wave move up down here. 1, 2, and another 1, 2. Yeah, and this could be 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we are basically where the wave 3 can top at any point. And I would say the first indication would be a break below $429. The next resistance is around 800. That should give you all the relevant parameters. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.